So, folks, I know of this man, okay, named Chris Cillizza. And Chris Cillizza, he's worked at a few places, CNN, etc. He's an independent journalist now over on Substack, and he's pretty insufferable. And I think you're going to understand why I call him insufferable here as we go through this short snippet. But it's very funny. So I think that's all the prep you really need to enjoy this clip. Let's take a look.
A soccer tournament for my son, and we parked my car, which is a Tesla, and we went and watched the game. And when he and I came back, there was something attached to it that was not there when we had left. It was this. Someone had taped a sign, "Musk is a Nazi," to my car. Now, they obviously had pre-written this, or they have a bunch of them.
Elbozo.
Right? But Musk is a Nazi taped to my car. So this is the first time.
I mean, it's true. They're not wrong.
I've experienced the sort of politics of Elon Musk and Tesla, and I wanted to talk a little bit about it because,
like, just like, not. I'm sorry. You're mad because someone taped a note to your car. I just want to point out that, like, if I was a Tesla owner, I'd be worried about my car being keyed, being vandalized, having like a far more adhesive, bumper sticker placed on it. Like, there are so many other ways this could have been bad, and you got like the least bad version of just polite pushback of people expressing that the product you have is unacceptable. And like, it's just like, man, just live your life. You didn't do anything to your car. Birds poop on your car. Did you know that?
Because the journey I have had with this car is in some ways a journey of I think a lot of people have had with politics.
One thing you gotta say about corporatist Dem liberals, they are soft as fuck. It's bizarre, and we'll be talking about this later. But if you want to like win back men as a demographic, you can't be soft like that. And not to say that like being soft is bad, but like being soft like that. Being like crying because like someone taped the sign that accurately pointed out that someone else is a Nazi to your car that is sold by the racist. Like, it just seems to me like you should maybe be able to deal with that. Like a good example would be like Kat Abu Ghazala, who is running a campaign right now in Chicago for, I think, a House seat. And she's been dealing with people showing up to her campaign office, threatening people working there, making violent threats to her specifically. She's been dealing with some actual shit, and instead of like complaining about it, she just put out to the public like, "Hey, we're raising money so we can have security at the campaign office," and like people respond to that. And the rest of the time, she's just been like going out. She's been like doing like adopt a kitten, like kitten rescue programs. She turned her campaign office into like a food bank, food shelf, like clothing. Stuff for the community. Like, it's been really good. And you know what? That's strength right there. And people get it twisted in our politics. What is strength and what is soft? So when we're talking about this, understand that the corporatists, these establishment Dems, by and large, are in the pockets of some very wealthy people, and they are soft. That's why they respond so violently towards progressives coming into their ranks. It's because they are soft, and they recognize that someone having an actual ideological belief represents a threat to them.
We need political Charmin, the ultimate balance of softness and strength.
Indeed, and comfort for your tushy. And so, when we're talking about this, understand that strength in politics is not dictated by whether or not you can project I can beat up your dad, so I'm tough. That's not what being tough in politics is. That's not what being soft in politics is. When we're talking about that, conviction, actual belief, actual willingness to stand by your beliefs, that is the currency of politics. And when you have these weak-ass Democrats essentially being oh, someone taped a note to my car, and that's emblematic of the downfall of Western civilization. No, come on. What are you doing? What are we doing here? Get someone who's willing to stand up for what's right, even when it's hard. And right now, the Democratic Party is kind of caught between two different factions, and it's a faction of people who don't really fundamentally want to have principles and would rather watch the entire country burn rather than develop a single one of their own, and a faction of the party that actually gives a shit. The faction that gives a shit, it needs to win. It needs to win, otherwise we're boned, Otherwise things get a lot worse. And I would rather things not get worse. I'm one of those crazy people who wants things to get better and not worse. Is he one of those third way types? My understanding is yes, though I'm not up on my Chris Chaliza lore. Chaliza, whatever, however you pronounce his name. I just thought it was really funny that he made an entire thing about getting owned very politely.
Riverboat Jack is coming to town. All the viewers gather around. Twitch and YouTube and swishy streams. All that content is bursting the seams. Politics, gaming, and plenty more. Your sense of fashion you'll adore. So grab your stuff and hop aboard. We're going straight to Jack's Discord. Riverboat Jack.